some days you're gonna win. This is some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No, if you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Your reputation must have come right on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line. This is some days you gotta give. This is some days you gotta take. That's the way it's gotta be. Roll it over and you will see. The city streets are full of people going nowhere, making time.
There we go.
The change gonna make today is
Messing with me today. It's our daily show, 9:09. That's the time on this Thursday. Going to be an interesting day for us. Man, this weather's getting warm. Almost 80 degrees already. Going to touch 90 in some parts today. I guarantee it. And that potential for thunderstorms we'll talk about in a couple of minutes. And then tomorrow, more storms coming down the pipeline. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, our conversations with OSF Healthcare continue with National Women's Health Week, and we're going to be talking to Dr. Sands again, and this time going over a little bit of that refresher we had just a few weeks ago about the importance of getting your pap smears and HPV and leading to cervical cancer. So really great conversation coming down the pipeline with that. Then at 10:30, we're going to be talking to Lauren, and we're going to get all the details on the upcoming benefit fundraiser for Wade Gibson, who's battling pancreatic cancer. All the details for this event on Saturday in Campsville. That'll be at 10:30 today. At 9:10, here's what you need to know. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update where you can join myself and 70,000 people truly in the know. We'll take you right to Wood River first. The Wood River Police Department has recently unveiled a new half-mile walking trail around its property, funded by a community grant, providing a safe space for residents to enjoy. Coinciding with National Police Week on May the 14th, the dedication ceremony was held to honor 5 officers who lost their lives in the line of duty. The memorial commemorates Chief Samuel Thompson, Village Marshal John Phipps, and 3 other officers with ties to Wood River who made the ultimate sacrifice. Family members of fallen officers Tyler Timmons and Blake Snyder shared heartfelt tributes, highlighting their courage and commitment to public safety. Also in the news today, the Jerseyville City Council has unanimously approved TIF grants to support local business enhancements. Nana's Hometown Sweets and Eats at 221 South State Street will receive up to $24,000 to convert its gravel parking lot into concrete, ensuring regulatory compliance and improved consistency. The project, estimated at $48,800, is expected to be completed by the end of the month, weather permitting. Additionally, Tammy Sherman at 209 South Washington Street secured $865 in TIF funds for new guttering and downspouts to manage water runoff. Future plans include garage demolition and ADA-compliant patio installation as well, with more potential for grant applications. For a full write-up, you can see that on RiverBender.com. A jury has found 32-year-old Rondell Sanders guilty of aggravated discharge of a firearm and obstructing justice after he fired shots at 2 Alton homes, nearly hitting a 3-year-old child. The incident occurred on May the 22nd of last year amid a feud involving Sanders and another resident on Bell Street. Sanders fired from a vehicle, causing significant danger but no injuries. Police apprehended him after he attempted to drive through the crime scene. Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain emphasized that such reckless violence has no place in the community. Sanders to be sentenced later, facing up to 15 years in prison. Center Grove Road east of Essex Drive is set to close on Tuesday for several months to replace the bridge over the MCT Nickel Plate Trail. The $3.6 million project includes replacing the bridge superstructure, guardrails, pier repairs, and pavement work. Now, the closure is timed to minimize disruption near Edwardsville High School and Metro East Lutheran High School, with reopening planned just before the school year starts on August the 20th. Detours via Essex Drive and Governor's Parkway will be marked. Pedestrians and cyclists using the trail should expect periodic closures with safe access maintained. After reopening, the traffic will reduce to 2 lanes with a future protected pedestrian lane plan funded by state, local, and federal resources on that project. And then finally, the Alton City Council has given final approval for an agreement supporting the relocation of Germania Brewhouse to 700 East Broadway. Under this agreement, the city will reimburse Germania up to $75,000 for redevelopment costs through TIF funds. The project includes site excavation, grading, paving, and utility installation, all to be completed within 1 year. Owner Carolyn Brindiston announced the brew house will move from its original 617 East Broadway location, the one that we've all come to know, and it will remain open until the new site is ready. The new location will feature a drive-through, rooftop seating, and an all-season patio. Additional funding agreements may be considered for further redevelopment costs, estimated at $870,000. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend this morning. Let's take a quick check at your weather. It's 77 degrees, and it already feels like 90 out there today. Clouds and sun, breezy and humid. There will be a strong afternoon thunderstorm in spots of the region. Now, these storms could be a little rough, bring flooding downpours, hail, and damaging wind gusts. There could even be the possibility of an isolated tornado tonight. Mainly clear as temperatures will drop due to some of that rain. Air quality right now is not good for the unsensitive category. The air quality at 101. Grass levels are moderate at 12. Mold is low. Ragweed and tree levels are moderate as well, and the UV index is high today. Temperatures will reach 87 degrees and drop down to 57 overnight as we head into Friday. Now on Friday, they are predicting some pretty strong thunderstorms, beginning windier with clouds and sun in the morning, then that severe PM thunderstorm, and those thunderstorms could bring some torrential downpours, some large hail, and some damage along the way. So just be mindful of that the next 48 hours. Saturday, temperatures look great. 75 degrees on Saturday. No rain in the sky. A low of 56. On Sunday, another good one. A high of 75, a low of 61. And then on Monday, a high of 75 again and a low of 64. So there you go. 2 days of weather and 3 days of great opportunities to get out and be a part of everything in the 618. That's a look at what's happening now. And you can always call 618-465-4545 for time and temperature, of course, or just download that new RiverBender.com app today. We'll be taking a quick break, coming back with our conversation with OSF Healthcare. Always enjoy talking to Dr. Sands. You stay there. I'll stay here in the studio. But first, why don't we do this? Goodness. My allergies are getting to me today. I can feel it. Downtown Alton, commercial break. Back to the show, in that order.
Carden Circus is coming to town. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss out. Get ready for breathtaking aerial stunts and a heart-pounding thrill ride that will have you on the edge of your seat. 2 nights only. See the magic in Jerseyville on May 27th and Highland on May 29th. Bring the whole family and experience the wonder of Carden Circus. Get your tickets now at glowcircus.com.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and it will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong.
Welcome back. Daily Show at 9:19, little bit of change. Always great to talk to Dr. Dennis Sands, who joins us now, Chief Medical Officer with OSF St. Anthony's, as we continue our conversation during National Women's Health Week. Dr. Sands, how are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
Really good. And, great to have you back on the show. And I know a couple of months ago, we started to have this conversation about, the importance of, the pap smear and HPV leading to cervical cancer. And no better time to kind of rehash this conversation during National Women's Health Week.
Yeah, totally agree. We also have, Women's Health Week, and we also have it's Hospital Week as well. So we're having a lot of festivities for our team and our mission partners here at OSF St. Anthony's and Alton. So it's exciting.
And what really has been kind of, fun for me with all the folks that are coming into the studio, just seeing how everyone's kind of just enjoying the week and really recognizing it too, because you guys have just an amazing staff from top to bottom over there.
Yeah, they are pretty amazing. We also just, again, were awarded the Leapfrog A score for quality and safety, in the metro region, Eastern Metro region, which in this last rating, none of the other hospitals achieved that A grade. So we're very proud of that.
Wow. I mean, that's really incredible. And have you had a chance to kind of take a moment and, reflect and recognize some of your contributions and your teams this week too?
We have, yeah. It's a team effort. It's a big lift. We really thank our nurses because they do the bulk of the care that we see, in hospitals and in medicine in the United States. And then also our nurse practitioners and, of course, our physicians. But we just have so many people that take care of patients now. Our patient care techs and our assistants. We just have, even our unit clerks and environmental services. We really just have to thank everyone for such a tremendous job and commitment to excellence.
Oh, 100%. And, as we, dive into this conversation, Dr. Sands, how should we really start this conversation off? Do you think a refresher on what, HPV is the best way to kind of start this?
Yes, that sounds great. So, when we look at the HPV virus or human papillomavirus, we're aware of about 100 or over 100 different strains that are out there, in medicine. And while we know there's about 100 or so, and probably, a few more, there are about 30 predominant ones that can manifest or, be basically contracted by humans. And those are the ones that we worry about that can actually cause things like abnormal pap smears and things that can, of course, then down the road become something, even if it's not treated or followed up on or the surveillance isn't done, it can turn into a cervical cancer. But we also see other things caused by the HPV virus, like, warts, things like, flat kind of, warts, or even vulvar or genital warts, which are readily treatable. But yeah, there's a lot of these types of things that the human papillomavirus can cause. So we try to be sure that we, catch that and make that diagnosis in people when we see it.
Does that become a conversation whenever you're having these conversations with patients that come in? Because I'm sure if I'm especially if you're younger out there and maybe don't understand how the body works yet, or don't have a full knowledge on this, I could see how if you tell somebody, well, that that plantar's wart is HPV. Does that conversation, do you have to kind of explain that a little bit?
You do, yeah, because all patients with warts have a viral infection, which is interesting, for sure. But also, the accrediting bodies even came out years ago with the recommendation of, if a young woman is sexually active at all, you should screen. And if they're not sexually active, then you don't have to start early screening. But you would screen later. So it's important, because if we catch that in a young person, say HPV virus is present on the cervix, which is the lower part of the uterus, then we know that we can follow that, because most women under 30 will clear that HPV virus, and it'll never become dysplasia that then could go and become years later a cervical cancer. We know that those young women clear it. And for those women over 30, 31, we have to, follow them a little more closely, because we know that the clearance rate is, doesn't happen as readily as we age.
Well, and I think the last time we were talking, Dr. Sands, you guys were having screenings, weren't you?
Yes. Yep. They have screenings for HPV, and the main screen that's out there is a molecular screen. It actually looks for the molecular genetic material that is in the DNA, RNA of the HPV virus. So it's super sensitive, right? Because it's able to capture that. It's a liquid medium, so it's pretty slick. And you screen for that in young women, and then you're able to diagnose and treat it, or follow it more closely with the screening. So yeah, in essence, with pap smears, that's one way we screen, and we can also send the HPV screen along with the pap smear. So the pap is just a cellular exam, or a cytology, if you will, that you can look at the cells on a slide. And that used to be the old way, but now with the new molecular technology, we have the HPV screens, where we can actually look at the molecular level for the HPV virus. And if it's present, then we know we have to follow those patients more closely.
Well, and I could only imagine, just for someone like you that's just all the studying and all the research, and just like every doctor that's in this field, to have those screenings. I mean, it just seems like they're so valuable, and just the more that we talk about it, it just seems like it's made everything so much more efficient for everyone involved.
Yes, it certainly has. So it's we see decreasing rates in great parts of the country due to the screening, since it's become available, decreasing rates of dysplasia, and also decreasing rates of cervical cancer in a lot of areas. So, and that's for folks who go and get screening. However, unfortunately, we still see a lot of patients and women who don't go and have their PAPs and their screening done, that then show up later with a severely dysplastic precancerous lesion, or even an overt cancerous lesion, and then you have some real risk of a bad outcome.
Why do you think the reasoning is for that? Do you have any explanation or any thoughts to why maybe a woman's still not getting their pap smear?
Yeah, when you look around, read the studies, what you find is a lot of times there's social determinants of health involved, meaning the young woman didn't have access to healthcare, or didn't have access, or a doctor, a nurse practitioner, or even the finances to go see a physician. And so that's very sad. So we do work on those social determinants of health. And I think the other big thing is just the, fear of an exam, which is very normal and rational, or fear of a pelvic exam that could be a little uncomfortable, which certainly, is true in some patients. So I think, we always try to educate that, yeah, it might be slightly uncomfortable just for a few seconds, but it's really not that bad, and you'll do great, and it could save your life.
Well, and now just to refresh our audience too, how often should we be going to get these screenings and pap smear?
Yeah, so in younger women, basically they recommend doing them, with the routine PAPs every, 3 years. And then, if you actually do co-testing after 31, so to say for the 30 to 65-year-old age range, in those folks, you can do just a PAP every 3 years, or you can do a PAP with the HPV screening we were just talking about, because it's so sensitive, every 5 years, which is what most patients opt for because they want to avoid the exam, right, whenever they can. So
Right.
if you do the PAP and the HPV screening, you can push those off to every 5 years. From 31 to 65 years of age, and then generally 21 to 30 years of age is when we're doing them more frequently every 3 years. And so younger women are 21 and under 21 that have not been sexually active really don't need pelvic exams or pap smears at that point.
And then just to circle back to this, for the 21 to 29-year-olds too, is the HPV co-test not available for them at that point in time?
No, it is, and certainly is recommended, in certain groups, and you can do it. You're not wrong if you do it, if you send the HPV screen. So we send them. We currently send them because they're so sensitive. So, that is standard of care as well to send it.
What if somebody had a hysterectomy? Are they still, are they still needed to go for their pap smear too?
It depends, and a lot of times they don't need them anymore. So if they were low risk or never had cervical dysplasia to begin with, or their hysterectomy wasn't done for uterine cancer, or it wasn't done for cervical, severe cervical dysplasia or cervical cancer, then you can sometimes no longer do the pap smears. They may not be necessary, but there's a few medical recommendations around that. So it's best to discuss that with your physician or your nurse practitioner to see whether you still need those or not. But just a general answer to that question would be most women are low risk status and therefore don't need pap smears anymore. But there are some high risk ones that do still need them, and we don't want to miss those folks.
100%. And as somebody's preparing for their pap smear, what's that process look like? Is there any prep work that's required of this?
I mean, it's pretty basic. Obviously a lot of people just, want to take a shower and clean up. And we do ask that, if they can, not to have been, sexually active right before, but there's really not much to any preparation. There is, the question of, can you or should you do a pap smear if someone's currently on their, menses or their menstrual flow? And most docs will still do them if the bleeding is light, because the new thin prep paps that have the HPV screening, technology are actually a liquid medium. So the cells are suspended in a liquid and the blood cells are washed away. So it's light bleeding when someone's on their flow, you can still do them. However, if it's heavy bleeding in the first couple of days of flow, menstrual flow, then usually you'll wait. So it is easier for most people to just try to schedule those appointments away from when they're due. To be on their menses and menstrual flow. So that's just usually easier for them and easier for the doc.
Well, and on top of that too, how long does it take for these test results to start coming back?
Most cases we get them back in 2 weeks. If the labs are really, or 10 to 14 days. If the labs are super busy, then it can be, 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks at the most, but we get them back pretty quickly.
Well, and Dr. Sands, as I know we're wrapping up our conversation here in a couple of minutes, I wanted to circle back to HPV here really quick. What's the treatment look like for that? I know you can't rid the virus of your body, but whenever it comes to just the process for if they're warts or you name it, what's that look like?
Yeah, so for warts, there's readily treatable with things like, just touching with trichloroacetic acid or TCA. Or there's a medicine called Aldera, imiquimod or Aldera, which is a great, cream that you can actually put on for several weeks, and it will, make those warts kind of disappear, which is pretty nice, pretty slick. And then there's some other medicines like Condylox and things like that you can use. So the warts are readily treatable. A lot of times you can even freeze them or, kind of cauterize them off. So readily treatable and, not a real problem. For dysplasia of the cervix, which is also caused by the HPV or human papillomavirus, a lot of times if that's mild, you just observe.
Okay.
In those women, because, if they're under 30, 31, a lot of times their body will clear and basically eradicate the HPV virus on their own. As women age and get above 30, 31 years of age, a lot of times the immune system will not clear the HPV virus. So we'll do surveillance more frequently on those women. And if they actually progressed to a severe dysplasia or precancerous lesion of the cervix, then you would treat that with a little biopsy called a cone biopsy or LEAP biopsy, which is a loop electrosurgical excision procedure. A very, very small little biopsy about the size of the tippy tip of your pinky finger, which usually treats the severe dysplasia and not only removes it, but also cauterizes a few adjacent cell layers to eradicate any HPV virus that was even left in the cervix. So usually after those LEAP procedures, the virus is gone almost always.
Wow, that's very interesting. And honestly, that's why I enjoyed this conversation so much the last time, because it's just so insightful too. And I think the more that you have these conversations, Doctor, I don't know if you agree with me or not. It seems like the more it just seems like more of that problem goes away the more you talk about things like this.
Yeah, so true. Because then when people they kind of lose that fear that they can get through a few seconds of discomfort, and do the screening, or even if I do have a severely dysplastic or precancerous cervical lesion, I know I can get treatment, and then that way I'm not going to disappear and come back 5 years later where it could have actually grown into a cervical cancer, because then you may not be able to totally eradicate it at that point. So yeah, I think you're totally right. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on it, because education is the key to preventing these things. And, even when you talk about what HPV does with the new Gardasil vaccine that's out there, which is, 2 doses for young women, 3 doses for women after 15 years of age, that prevents, especially when given before first age of sexual intercourse, that can prevent, acquiring the HPV virus at all. So, that was certainly groundbreaking work there.
100%. And Dr. Sands, before I let you go, anything else that we need to discuss on this topic for now?
No, I think we covered most of the issues, how important it is for surveillance, see your doctor, not just for women's health, but for, normal routine health and maintenance for, healthy weight, even talking about diet or exercise, to be sure that, you have healthy blood pressure. So, obviously we look at our patients in the whole, and a lot of the issues that we see are not, female. They're related more to, hypertension, diabetes. We have a lot of overweight patients in the United States, which is related to diet. So we like to, talk about all those issues and help people to be as healthy as they can.
Absolutely. And Dr. Dennis Sands, Chief Medical Officer for OSF St. Anthony's, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining us and always for the great conversations, and enjoy the rest of hospital week.
Yep. Thank you, CJ. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. We'll take a quick break. 9:36, a little bit of Change More Daily Show on this Thursday morning comes back to you next.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to the Daily Show on a Wednesday morning. 10:33 is the time, and for the first time ever, Evangelical sending some students on over to the state tournament for track. This is really cool.
Yeah.
And this was your first year as the coach?
Yeah. So I can't take much credit because this is my first year ever coaching track.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, first year at the school, first year coaching track. So I got to give a shout out to their coach of the past, Emily Dobson. She's really helped prepare these guys. She's over at Jerseyville now. So, but it's just so cool to kind of stumble into a situation where these kids are pretty much as a coach, I just got to sign them up for the events. They're dedicated. They're doing the stuff on their own to make sure that they get to that level. So it's just been a blessing, man.
Really
so,
cool. Well, and let's just start this off. Oliver, Eliza, what events are we going to be competing in and winning state at?
100-meter hurdles and long jump.
I will be doing the shot put.
Really cool. I told you I couldn't do hurdles to save my life. Now that would be an event just to watch, you know. And now you guys are kind of you guys started a couple of years ago, correct? Mm-hmm. What's it been like just competing in track and field and doing this at Evangelical?
It started, I was really nervous to do like a lot, and I would just be there and I'd be really nervous. But after so long, it's gotten better, but it's still there.
Really cool.
My first year for sixth grade, I felt really, really nervous. I felt so unathletic. I felt like I should do better in the off season and try harder next year.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think it paid off.
yeah, for sure.
Well, and now you were telling me at first because of the situation with trying to find a location to practice and all this, it was kind of tough to start the season off.
Yeah. So shout out to Coach Sasser and Mrs. Macias for really helping us. So at the beginning of the year, we didn't have a track to practice at because Evangelical, obviously, it's a small private school,
right?
So we don't have a track. So we started doing gym workouts. We started doing like what we could in the grass and stuff like that, and then we probably called every school within a 20-mile radius. And so and they just with their seasons, and rightfully so, they're like, hey, we just can't have anybody extra be on our tracks right now. And we couldn't, so the only way that I could get these guys to practice without me would be like, hey, you guys have to go to either West or you guys have to go to these tracks by yourself. And so that's not, obviously, as a coach, right, you want to be there to help train your kids and see how they're doing and stuff like that. And so we were very lucky to get Principia College to work with us. And so they only gave us an hour slot every Monday. But we really took advantage of that when we got there, and it's an indoor track, so it's smaller, so it's a little bit, I'd say, more conditioning for the kids, just because they have to do more laps, and indoor track's a little bit harder when you're running the event you're running on an outdoor track. But yeah, that was super, super helpful. And then my goal, obviously, not being a track coach, was at the beginning of the year, I just sent an email out to all the middle school parents and said, hey, I'm not a track coach. Like I'm not. I'm a football coach, you know. But my goal would be to just make them better athletes. I don't think anybody being an athlete would care to be faster. You know what I mean?
Right.
Be faster, stronger, be able to move more. And so that's just kind of the vision that we went with. And I said, hey, I'm just going to make your kids better athletes. Now they're going to compete in track. How they do there, that'll teach them the competition aspect of it. But the aspect of like just being a better athlete, that really was something that a lot of kids and a lot of parents liked. So we had our track meet. Sometimes we'd show up with 5 kids. Sometimes we'd show up with 15. But we always the goal was, hey, let's be a better athlete and let's compete against ourselves more than anything.
Well, and that's really the biggest thing because, you know, right now, especially, you know, with where we're at, you know, in our age groups at middle school, like you have a lot more opportunities to try new things and try different sports before, you know, you kind of commit in high school and all of that. So why not just become better athletes and really to see the success of that? It's really cool. Yeah. What do your guys' practices look like? Just because I've never been in track and field and I don't really know how this works.
You guys want me to get that one? All right. So a lot of research on my part, just not like obviously her doing hurdles and long jump and him doing shot put and long jump a little bit during the season. I had to adapt. I had to adapt. So I kind of grouped everybody into like, hey, you're sprinters. Sprinters go with Eliza because I know she knows what she's doing. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
And she's going to be able to lead those guys. And then I spent a lot of times with the throwers and kind of the distance runners because I'm like, hey, like these are something. I did distance when I was in middle school. So I kind of was like, know how to pace, stuff like that. And then shot put, I'm a football coach. So we want our guys to throw stuff really far if possible. So I just kind of the power, the working on the power, working on the stuff. And then for Oliver, I feel bad for him because it's like I didn't teach him any technique. One day we went out at recess and he threw a shot put really far. He threw it farther than me, and I'm like, hey, if you're not doing track, you're going to do track. So we've really been working on him just to get his technique better. And literally, he won sectionals with not the greatest technique, but even yesterday, one of my football players in Collinsville came up and worked with him. He's a really good shot putter at Collinsville, just to kind of teach him little tips and tricks just to put it easier on his body. So yeah, it was really relying on them and my assistant coaches to be like, hey, I know we don't know a lot, but let's utilize the time that we have to try to get the best results that we can for our kids.
Well, and honestly, it seems like just the environment was really a good one to be a part of. And was that kind of the experience for you too with how practices went? It seems like it was really a team effort all the way through.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like one person putting in effort and then everyone else being lazy. Like everyone put in, like contributed. So it wasn't like, oh, I have to go to practice. Like it was like a fun thing that you had to go to.
No, did you think a couple of years ago that you'd be leading practices and all that?
I was the one who was like not knowing what I was doing, and it was just like, okay, what am I supposed to do?
Well, and Oliver, I got to know how you got into the shot put competition over here. Like, what led to it? Was there some trash talk going on in the classroom? Or?
Last year, I mean, I had a friend named Grady. He really helped me and made me lead more towards it. Like, I thought, well, I really like this, and I thought I would be really good at it. And then next year, I was like, I got better. So now I've been trying to get a practice with him because, I mean, he's the start of it because our other coach, besides Rulo, she didn't really teach us any throwing technique. It was only him.
Wow.
So he helped me out a lot.
That's really cool. You guys got a moment to stick around for a quick break?
Heck yeah.
10:40, we'll come back with more Daily Show right after this. You stay there. I'll stay here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Cardin Circus is coming to town. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss out. Get ready for breathtaking aerial stunts and a heart-pounding thrill ride that will have you on the edge of your seat. 2 nights only. See the magic in Jerseyville on May 27th and Highland on May 29th. Bring the whole family and experience the wonder of Cardin Circus. Get your tickets now at glowcircus.com.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show, 1043. And, well, I don't think I could be in track at Evangelical. That is a lot of track meets.
Yeah.
We were just talking. You guys had 22 scheduled?
I think it was 22 scheduled. I have to recount. Some of them got canceled because of the rain, so I think that's why it was so heavy scheduled, just because it's...
that makes sense,
Yeah, it's so unpredictable, you know, but we ended up running about 18 of them. And so, and the unique thing about Evangelical is like we're still a private school, but we're now state certified, so we can run against the public schools, but we also stick to some of those private school meets, and so they both look differently. So these guys would say they love the IESA meets more just because it's more spaced out, and Oliver doesn't have to throw against 8th graders being in 7th grade. But I have 5th and 6th graders too that are middle school track, and so those private school meets, they just have a 5th and 6th grade division. So I try to schedule it to where, like, if we had an IESA meet and a private school meet back to back, I'd be like, hey, these guys, like 7th and 8th grade, you guys have the day off on that day. You guys are going to run at the IESA meets, because when we're going to sectionals, that's who they're competing against.
Well, and it's a really good opportunity to think about this, because at Evangelical, you know, you could go one or two ways 9 times out of 10, Marquette or Alton High. So you've got to get used to both types of events, too.
Yeah. And so the bad thing is, like, in the private school meets, which I think they've been in for pretty much the entire since track has been a thing, is I think they have like their own private little sectional, but you never can really go to state. And
Makes
so
sense.
somebody like Eliza, who had state qualifying times last year, she missed out on that opportunity because we weren't state certified yet, you know?
Right.
And so it kind of, I'm really happy we pushed to get state certified and ended up getting there. And yes, I think it is a little bit more like testing for the coaches, but who doesn't want to know stuff about concussion, CPR, stuff like that?
Well,
like,
it's
that's information. It's good stuff you need to know. But it really benefits them, because now, like, they're not just competing against small school teams, you know? Like, yeah, we're 1A, but we're still got to go up and compete against teams from Chicago, teams from Peoria, teams from all those suburbs up there. So it's like these guys, and it's not like we just barely made it. Like, I think Eliza's ranked in the top 4 in hurdles, and
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Oliver's ranked in the top 7 in shot put. So it's
you guys are bringing home some medals this weekend. That's what I'm hearing. Well, it's really cool though, because it gives Evangelical even more of an advantage, because when you know that state certification and knowing that you're competing against the same schools and you get that great education and that great environment. I mean, that's really a big benefit.
Yeah, and Alton High's like our pipeline school for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple kids that go to Marquette.
Is it really?
But I think the majority, at least this year, 8th grade, the majority of kids are going to Alton High.
Really interesting.
So if we're not preparing them for that, I mean, that's the big, like, they're in the big school conferences. They're playing Collinsville, Edwardsville, all the Bellevilles and stuff like that. So if we're not letting them compete against bigger schools, then we're kind of hurting our kids in the aspect of they're not prepared for athletics and that
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
I got to ask you guys this. Do you have any special pre-run or pre-event ceremonies? Do you have the ritual where you have to tie your left shoe first or your right shoe first or anything like that?
No, only for volleyball.
Only for
not track. I just pray and hope I do good.
That's really cool.
I mean, I'll listen to music sometimes.
Do you have a certain playlist?
No, not really.
He's a Notorious B.I.G. guy.
Really? Wow, good for you. I'm actually proud of you, man. That's good. I want you to win even more now. Take me through your experience though with track. What's it been like for you two, seriously, the last couple of years to be a part of the team and watch it grow?
I feel like it's been a long way. It's also been pretty hard. I think the hardest part is the technique. The technique is so hard to learn.
I'm sure, yeah.
Like yesterday we had Rulo's, one of his football players, and he's really good at shot put. He was showing me this technique, and it was pretty hard because I've never done it before, and we obviously don't really have a throwing coach. Mm-hmm. But whenever he came in, I feel like I learned a lot, and I think I have way more to improve on.
Right. When it seems like you're only going to keep improving on it, too.
Yes.
I think, in general, track and field is hard. But I think the hardest thing about it is, whenever you compete against people, it's more of just, compete against yourself and, you against you, because there's someone always going to be better than you. Because obviously you want to get first or whatever, but you shouldn't get down on yourself if you did better than you did before, because you're still improving.
Really cool. And now, has there been a favorite meet of the year so far?
Probably sectionals.
Sectionals?
Yeah.
I don't really like sectionals. I don't like the track. I like Roxana the most.
There you go.
Yeah, Roxana, it's just more, it's not as green as sectionals.
We were in Carrollton for sectionals, so there's a lot of cornfields and a lot of green.
A lot of Americana out there.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, so you're heading up tomorrow.
Yes,
Thursday,
tomorrow night, yeah.
Well, and now, how long are you guys going to be up there for?
So they will compete on Friday during the day. It's a little bit more spread out than normal just because it's every 1A and 2A school in Illinois. And so they'll compete, but they get to do cool things like in the Olympics when they do the parade ceremony. They'll get to be a part of that with the teams in Illinois.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then stuff like this, obviously, just kind of I like it because it shows these guys hey, what you're doing is a big deal, and there's only 1 or 2 kids from every single school in the state that get this opportunity.
What are you expecting to take away from this? Because this is your first state track meet too.
Yeah. I mean, I've won playoff games in football, but I've never been to state. You know what I mean? For anything that I've done personally as an athlete, or championship games in college or even a little bit semi-pro. But this is just so cool because the vision that I casted to these guys about, hey, just go out there and worry about, you're going to compete against the guy next to you, but like Eliza said, competing against your best self. Yeah. There's always room to improvement, and watching Eliza battle an ankle injury for the last month and still win sectionals by a pretty hefty amount. Seeing her work through that because she's hey, I just want to keep competing against me.
That's cool.
So it's just the stuff like that. You can't. you can't make that stuff up. And it's like, it motivates me to just be a better human. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And that's why I just love sports in general. But with these guys, I know they're both in that mindset, like, hey, they obviously want to win, but they also are like, hey, I just want to go out there and compete against my best self, do the best that I ever can. So that's what I'm really excited about.
That's really cool. Well, seriously, best of luck. And I just can't wait till you bring home first place, you know? You know, before my curious mind wanders, I got to ask you, Steven.
Oh, man.
I'm putting 2 and 2 together finally. Yeah. It's been a long morning. I'm like, oh, God, yeah, Steven, I got to talk to you stuff. So sorry about not getting back to you. Let's just get this out of the way on the air, break the fourth wall here. But how's the podcast going?
It's going good. We've taken some time, just a little bit of time off just with scheduling. I got twin toddlers at home, so that's another thing. And then I coach a lot of sports and I do stuff with my church as well. So it's been we've taken some time off, but man, I love this type of environment. You know what I mean? Like it's where I'm comfortable at, and it started with just somebody saying, "Dude, you're really good at talking to people," and I'm like, you know what? Like my teacher said the same thing growing up. So yeah, I have a little podcast that I do outside of my house, and then I like to travel with it, and then I just know a lot of interesting people.
That's cool.
And so I think,
what do you guys talk about?
Anything. I call myself the Value City Joe Rogan. So yeah, nothing's off the table. I mean, I try. I helped out with like the local election in Collinsville with like their politics and stuff like that. But I've realized I am not a political. It's a hard thing to go.
Local elections are brutal.
Yeah. And so that kind of was like an eye-opening experience. But no, I've talked to D1 coaches for football.
Oh, cool.
And then coaches around, teachers, just normal people, stuff like that. So yeah, it's just fun to learn people's perspective on things.
Yeah, where can I find it?
Spotify, and we're on YouTube as well. My Curious Mind podcast.
I love it. Hey, and guys, seriously, before I let you go, what's your thoughts? Just final takeaway on this as you're heading into state. What's your kind of thought heading into tomorrow and leaving to go win some gold?
I'm really grateful I get the opportunity to even go, and even if I don't win, I'm so glad that I got to, but I hope I get at least third or higher. But yeah, as long as I PR or I get a medal, I'll be fine.
Really cool.
I'm really excited for it. I'm glad that we are the first kids in our school to ever go to state, and I think it will be a great memory.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for stopping by,
thank you for having us.
Best of luck this weekend.
Yes,
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break, and I'll come back and wrap up this Wednesday morning with you right after this quick one on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Cardin Circus is coming to town. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss out. Get ready for breathtaking aerial stunts and a heart-pounding thrill ride that will have you on the edge of your seat. 2 nights only. See the magic in Jerseyville on May 27th and Highland on May 29th. Bring the whole family and experience the wonder of Cardin Circus. Get your tickets now at glowcircus.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Good song, but I messed this up. Hold on. Well, we got to let this play out. But let me just tell you something. We are going to talk all things EAA Chapter 864 and the Pancake Breakfast and all the great events. We got Randy and Jan in here. I should have played Learning to Fly by Tom Petty. That would have been like I completely botched that. I'm kind of embarrassed right now. I don't even know if I can. I don't know how I'm going to do this now. I ruined it. It really is good to have you guys in the studio today. And really, it's always great to talk about the chapter. I know when I was at the fly-in, learning a little bit more, and really great to see kind of how it all works.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a good time when we have everybody out at the airport and let them see the airplanes and just learn about aviation.
Well, and it really just inspires so many children, too. And you really got to see that at the fly-in, which I thought was really cool because I've never really paid much attention to that, to be honest with you, until the fly-in that day. And just to see all the kids kind of light up and go, man, this is awesome. It was fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good educational opportunities that we can help to show the kids how the airplane actually flies and what makes things work.
Right. Well, and now, what is the EAA?
The EAA is a group of aviation enthusiasts. It was started by a gentleman by the name of Paul Proberesny in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Basically, it was a group of people that wanted to and enjoyed building their own airplanes. Mm-hmm. So it started there, and we still build a lot of airplanes, but it's grown from there as well. It's a social network, and it's an educational network. We try to teach and keep pilots informed on different aviation topics.
Well, and also, too, what is this Air Venture that's coming down the pipeline?
Oh, my. Air Venture is a huge air show. It's the largest air show in the world, I believe.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. It's the world's busiest airport for that 1 week. During that 1 week, they'll have air shows. They've got educational opportunities that are just unbelievable. Approximately 1,600 seminars during the 1 week.
Wow.
You can learn to weld. You can do composites. You can do fabric covering. They build an airplane sometimes at Oshkosh in the 1 week. And at the last day, they actually take it off on the runway.
Wow.
It's not painted,
right?
But it's still complete aircraft.
That's incredible, though. I mean, that's truly incredible.
The learning opportunities are just amazing. You can not only learn how to build an airplane, but maintain it, different piloting techniques, how to learn to fly. It's all there.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Do you guys go up quite a bit to this?
Oh, yeah. I can't say we do it every year, but...
We used to.
Yeah, we used to. We've had a lot of our family's friends join us up there. And...
We camp.
Yeah, we camp up there.
Oh, see, now that would be fun to go do.
And it's camping literally out in the middle of a field.
Yeah.
Where you're self-contained and, there's shower houses and those little markets and places. Mm-hmm. But it is the greatest place. You meet people from all over the world at this event.
I'm sure.
And we've camped next to folks from South Africa, Australia, that fly in just spend the week at the air show. And then a lot of times they'll actually get a vehicle and they'll travel around the country while they're there.
I love that type of stuff, though. That's really cool. Yeah. And now, is that available on like tickets and all that information on the EAA website?
Yeah, EAA.org in that, and just look it up. There's gobs of videos out there on YouTube and every place else.
Airventure.org has a lot of.
Perfect.
Has a lot of videos.
Well, and now when it comes back to Chapter 864, take me through your 2 roles.
Okay.
Let's see, how many hats do we wear? I am actually officially the Young Eagle coordinator, and Young Eagles is a program where we fly kids for free, ages 8 to 17.
Wow.
And take them on an orientation flight, get them that spark of possibilities for aviation, and then tie in education.
Yeah.
Math and science and engineering, and just to get them excited.
That's awesome.
and potential career opportunities.
Well, and too, I mean, it's one of those where it goes so much, further than that when you realize what's truly available out there. And like you said, it doesn't have to be necessarily piloting the plane, but when it comes to even working on one as a mechanic or all those other components, that's really cool. Has the Young Eagles grown pretty good?
Oh, yes. Worldwide, since it started about 30-some years ago, they've flown 2.3 million kids.
Whoa.
Which, and some of those, are repeat flyers.
Right.
But those repeat flyers, even, a lot of times they will go on and get their private pilot's license, maybe get in the military and doing something with aviation, become commercial pilots, either flying jets or the big airliners. We've had quite a few that are kids, and I say our kids because they can still communicate with us a lot of times, and sometimes they'll come back and show their enthusiasm and their love for aviation.
I love it. And Randy, take me through your part of Chapter 864.
Well, I am one of the Young Eagle pilots, but I also work with the scholarship opportunities that are available for kids.
That's really cool.
This last year we had a young lady that basically her private pilot training was completely paid for.
Oh, wow.
And it's just an amazing opportunity. And then we have another chapter scholarship where we assist an additional person with sharing some of their expenses.
That's really cool. Yeah. Well, and Randy, take me through what it's like flying those kids around in that Young Eagles program, too.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. Quite a few of the first-time kids are somewhat apprehensive about going up in an airplane for the first time.
Sure.
And I really understand that. But I go take the kids for a walk around the airplane, show them the different control surfaces, how the airplane actually flies, what it takes to maneuver the airplane. Once we do that, we'll get in, start up, we'll listen to the weather, talk to the control tower, we'll taxi out to the runway, we'll get approval for takeoff, and we'll go for a 15 to 20 minute ride around the area. Maybe hopefully see their house or something like that and point out different obstacles. Well, there's Walmart or there's the Lock and Dam. And, Lewis and Clark. And they can see where they are within the community.
That's so cool. Well, and honestly, now whenever you're up there, what are some of the questions they ask when they're in the plane? That would be kind of fascinating for me.
How fast are we going? How high are we going?
That's cool. Okay.
What else can you do?
When we take the kids up, we stay flat.
We don't.
You gotta.
Yeah, no aerobatics allowed. And by the way, the Young Eagles program is really neat. Because it gives those kids that are a little apprehensive, and even the parents, a little peace of mind that, hey, these folks that are flying these kids, safety is the first priority. If it's not a good weather day, our pilots don't fly.
Right.
And they're all checking each other that their abilities are right for these kids. And we do youth protection, so we're protecting the kids.
Well, that's good for parents to know, too, because I can see that's always, a conversation for sure.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. And when you see these kids come down from the airplane, especially the ones that have been a little apprehensive, I tell them at registration, go out, watch the other kids coming back and ask questions. And then after you go up, if you go up, come back and see me. And these kids are grinning from ear to ear. and are saying, when can I go up next? When can I go up next? And it's like, that's why we do this.
Well, in Chapter 864 you guys are based out of the St. Louis Regional Airport, correct?
St. Louis Regional, yes, sir.
When do y'all meet?
We meet on the second Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. at the St. Louis Regional Airport Administration Building.
Really cool. And now, what are some of the duties of the chapter, just throughout the course of the year?
Well, it's kind of what we call a three-legged stool. We try to involve aviation, education, and some social activities. Mm-hmm. So we'll have different events that we'll host, like a pancake breakfast or a fly-in or what we call a fly-out, mm-hmm. where a group of pilots and multiple airplanes fly to a different airport, maybe to go see something or
have
just go to have a nice lunch someplace. But a lot of times when we do that, if we know of an individual that doesn't have an airplane or is interested in just seeing what it's all about, say, come on and go along with us.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and also too, is anyone open to be a part of the chapter?
Oh yeah, anybody that's got any interest in aviation, they don't have to be pilots. Mm-hmm. We welcome anybody, and it's great social.
Yeah.
We've got people of all ages. We've got young people, 15, 16 years old in our chapter, all the way up to 80-year-olds. We've had a young, and I say young lady, 65, retire from her job, get a pilot's license.
Oh, that's cool.
And so aviation's for anybody at any age level.
Well, and also coming down the pipeline, and we're here in just 4 days, is going to be the pancake breakfast. It's crazy that we're almost out of May. May the 17th, 7:30 in the morning until 11:30. And now, where's this going to be at?
This will be held at Piston Aviation, which is right next door to the control tower at St. Louis Regional Airport.
Okay, perfect. And then take me through what the sights and sounds of this event are going to be like.
Oh, you'd have an all-you-can-eat pancake, scrambled eggs, sausage, juice, coffee, and that. And then hopefully the weather's going to cooperate with us, and we'll have airplanes not only from our airport, but from other airports flying in to enjoy pancakes and talk about airplanes with everybody.
Cool. And now, adults are $10, and then kids 4 to 12 are $5, correct?
Yes.
And then under 3 is free?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And believe me, those 3-year-olds can put away the food.
And then take me through some of the hands-on educational activities.
We'll have some devices there that will help describe how a wing produces its lift. Mm-hmm. We'll have an old instrument panel there, so that the kids can see what the instruments look like in an airplane, and we can describe to them what they do and what it means to the pilot, so that when they actually get in the airplane, they can look over at the gauge and say, "Oh, I'm doing 110 miles an hour."
That's awesome. Well, and then also you're having a Young Eagles rally, correct?
Yes, on June the 7th, from 9 to 12, we're doing a Young Eagles rally. The information for that is on a website called eaachapters.org. They can go on that. It is online registration only. Mm-hmm. Our September event, in the past, we've always done walk-ins also. We have 200, 300 kids show up. Our pilots have said, that's just too much. We need to have some control. And nationally, we have put together... Our organization has put together a website where kids can see events in the area and go in and register, put all that paperwork stuff in there, and we know how many kids to expect, or we can assign our pilots to it. We can have everything ready for them.
One of the other things that's really nice about this eachapters.org site, you can put your zip code in it, mm-hmm. and then you can see what other chapters are doing as well. So if the timing for the Young Eagle flight for this chapter doesn't work out for you, well, maybe another chapter in our area would be holding one that would also work.
Absolutely.
So we want to get the kids up in the air, let them have their sensation.
That's really cool.
And like Chapter 32 over in St. Charles County does it on a monthly basis from April through, I think, October on the second Saturdays. And they've got an awesome opportunity. They've got a facility. They've got educational things. They do aviation merit badges for scout programs. And, and we're affiliated with them also.
Right.
All of the chapters in the St. Louis region, we all work together.
Well, that's really...
Which is really good.
Well, it really is, because it helps grow, the organization even bigger and better than it ever could be.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, and now take me through this Aerial Educate. What is that website?
Aerial Educate is a free online program that kids, kindergarten through 12th grade, can get on, and they can actually do hands-on activities. And by the way, this is not just for kids. This is for parents. This is for teachers. For teachers, there are actually lesson plans to do different activities with national standards attached. They work with universities to get that tied to the national standards. So it's a great educational opportunity. And going to the fly-in, going to the Young Eagles programs, going to visit airports, all that in museums, that's all part of the Aero Educate. There's scholarship opportunities with that also.
Well, and with that being said, too, I wanted to go back to the rally. Is that going to be at the airport as well?
Yes.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that is at St. Louis Regional Airport, and we have a good time, weather permitting.
Always weather permitting.
And last September, we got Hurricane Helene came in, and our clouds didn't lift.
That's right.
And we had 200 kids signed up. We couldn't fly any kids because safety is the first priority. And our rules are we cannot fly if the ceiling of the clouds is that low.
Well, I mean, and safety has to be your first priority. I mean, even though, rock climbing a rock wall is dangerous, it's not flying in an airplane, and it's really important that you guys do those things.
Yeah. And by the way, flying in a small aircraft is not unsafe. The media likes to throw all those accidents out there on the news. But if you look at how many airplanes are actually flying at any time, you've got a very small percentage that have an incident.
Very good safety record.
It is a very good safety record. It's actually safer than driving in a car in a lot of ways.
Well, I agree, because it's like how many car accidents you hear about a day,
Yeah.
And really, when it comes to this pancake breakfast, what do you hope the community gets the most of?
Just exposure to the airplanes.
Because when these airplanes are on the ramp area, people will be able to go out and look at the airplanes. Our last pancake breakfast last fall, we had some different airplanes fly in. That even our pilots were out there going, "Oh, that's really cool!" And getting all excited.
That's awesome. Well, and for more information, what's that website again, on your Facebook page?
Our Facebook page, you can Google EAA Chapter 864, and our Facebook page is also EAA Chapter 864. It'll also, I've seen the pancake breakfast on RiverBender.com. Appreciate that support of everything in the community that you guys do too.
Oh, no worries. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping by. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I hope it all turns out well.
And we'll hope to see you. Come out and have pancakes with us.
Yeah, I might have to. Pancakes are always a tempting offer,
Pancakes and airplanes can't pass that opportunity.
That's right. At 10:27, we'll take a quick break. More Daily Show on this Tuesday morning comes back to you next in the heart of the 618.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds. When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience. to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show on this Thursday morning. Lauren, thank you for joining us this morning.
Well, thank you for having me.
And thank you for sitting around for 3 takes.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens. It happens.
Well, and really glad to have you in studio. And, you know, I don't want to use the word excited because obviously what Wade's going through and you know, James and the entire family is such a battle. And for us to raise awareness and support for Wade during this time, I'm so glad to do it. I just love Wade to death. And it seems like, I mean, just the entire region is really rallied behind this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just the support we've received from people local, people far away. I mean, we've been getting things from, you know, North Carolina. We've been getting things from Pocahontas, you know, just all the surrounding areas. They just have been so willing to donate, whether it be their time, their money, their gifts, anything. And it's just so, it's overwhelming. And it's crazy that somebody who is just one person can make that big of an impact over everything, the whole community and everywhere.
Well, and it shows, each and even before this, with just, with me going to Papa Toodles and all of that, but also, with everything that Wade's been able to accomplish as mayor of Campsville and being a community leader too. And then obviously, the dynamic duo of him and James has just been incredible to kind of watch, and to see the love being returned now is so cool.
Yes, for sure it is. And it's just, like I said, it's completely overwhelming. And, James is been so awesome, so helpful. And he's been, helping us through everything that we've been doing. So it's really grateful.
Cool. Well, and now how did the fundraiser and the benefit all come together? Because this kind of became a mountain very quickly.
It really did. I mean, so all of a sudden, whenever we received this news, we were thinking, Brittany started thinking, and she's like, I think we need to do something. We need to have a benefit. We want to have something a little quick, but I mean, we need to have something. So, next thing you know, like in 4 weeks, we're having this benefit, and we're like freaking out a little bit, but it's really have come together. I mean, we've got a lot of people donating their, time with like a band. We have a couple bands coming, which I'm really excited for. We've got like a live auction. We have silent auctions, raffles. We've got 50-50. I mean, there's just, it goes way beyond what you can even think of.
Well, and that's what I find, so cool about this is just all the passion that's been involved, on everybody's side putting this event together, just from what I've been able to, kind of witness for myself. And you were just saying, like last night you were there till 10 o'clock at night again.
Yeah.
And I think it's just really cool to see, all the hard work paying off.
Oh yeah.
For everybody.
Yes, for sure. Whenever we were just looking around, we're like, I can't believe that there's this much stuff.
I bet though.
Yeah.
Well, and now you're still expecting more baskets and more items too, aren't you?
More baskets and stuff. A lot of people said that they're going to bring the baskets to the benefit themselves. So baskets will keep showing up. And I know that Brittany has been working really hard on, we were taking pictures all last night so we can upload it onto our Facebook page.
That's always such a process, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So we wanted to kind of show people what we have donated, kind of what's going to be there. And then like if people aren't able to come to the auction, then we're going to do an online silent auction too.
Wow.
So then people are still able to be a part of it, even if they are in a different state or wherever.
Well, and too, also, how are T-shirts going?
T-shirts are been insane. Like they have really been a big hit.
Now, can we still order?
You can't order, but they will have some T-shirts available at the benefit that various sizes, but there will be some T-shirts at the event itself.
Well, and now the event starts at 4, correct?
Yep, 4 to 8.
And 4 to 8. And then how many bands do you have coming?
We have 2 bands.
Really cool.
Yeah, we have the Rick Sievers Band and we have Trojan Band.
Wow.
So we have both of them coming.
Well, and now how is the live auction portion of this going to break down? Now, is this going on in conjunction with the online version of this?
Yeah, so the online is going to be silent.
Okay.
But then the live auction, we actually have 2 dogs.
What?
Yeah, we have 2 dogs that we can auction off at this event. There's a dog that was donated by by Sievers Retrievers.
What?
Yeah, isn't that the cutest?
That's incredible.
Yeah, and then just recently we had another dog. It won't be ready, I think, until about July. But this other dog is supposed to be a really good hunting dog.
Wow.
And so we're still getting that flyer together to post about that one too.
Well, the one I'm excited about is this fire pit bundle. I mean, the booze alone is enough for me to get excited about it too.
Right. Yeah. So thankfully that was so kind of Lowe's. They donated that fire pit and some other people went together and then just filled it up with booze.
It's awesome. And now, are you guys still needing desserts?
We always were accepting desserts because we needed desserts for the dinner and then also for the bake shop that the grandkids are going to try and help run as they're part of helping out.
This is really cool. And adults are just $15 for this. Kids are 5 to 12 or 7, 4 and under free.
Yes.
And now for the folks down here in Alton and be on Campsville too, the Joe Page Bridge will have a little bit of construction, but the ferries are running.
Ferries are running, and they've been running 2 ferries
Oh,
too.
wow.
So they've been continuously with 2 ferries, and then also the Brussels ferry will be open. And I know that on the Facebook page, Brittany's been doing a really great job at trying to do alternate routes in case if you're coming from Alton, there's an alternate route she had pulled up and screenshotted and put it on there. So
yeah, I saw that. That was really, really helpful.
yes, for sure.
Well, and now is the dinner portion part of the benefit too?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So the dinner starts at 4 and it goes until we run out. I was just speaking to Debbie, Wade's sister, and she is gracious enough to be helping and cooking, and that's where we're going to be hosting it at, is at the Pavilion, her restaurant. And so she said that she's estimating feeding about 1,000 people. So we're hopeful.
I don't doubt
yeah.
it. Well, and now with that too, the dinner at the Pavilion is just awesome. I heard that tenderloin sandwich is just to die for, but the meal itself for the night is going to be a really good one.
Oh yeah, lots of options, a big buffet full of different items.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in too. I'm excited.
Well, and what's it mean as for all of you guys that are a part of this too, and for the family that, I mean, even though with all of this going on, which is a battle and a journey that no one who has never experienced it can ever realize.
Right.
What's this event mean for you all to kind of pull you together? Because it just seems like to me this is a really great way to go through this together as a team.
It is, and I'm very grateful for our family, because without them, we wouldn't have been able to pull this together. We've all been spread out, dividing and conquering. And then just to see it all come together on that day, it's going to be overwhelming.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Do you have a moment to take a quick break with me?
Yeah.
We'll come back with more Daily Show right after a quick commercial. You'll stay there. We'll stay here in the studio on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
We're gonna take a trip across the sea. Everybody come along with me.
Welcome back to our daily show. Back with Lauren, and just talking more this Saturday up at Campsville at the Pavilion. The benefit for Wade Gibson, who obviously we all know is Papa Toodles, and just the impact that he's had on all of our lives too, and now a chance to support him in this battle, and really what you guys have been able to accomplish. I mean, just from everything that's on the event listing page is nothing short of incredible, really.
Oh, really, it is.
Well, and what do you attribute that to? Is it the community? I mean, to me, it seems like it's a mixture of all these aspects, because you have to put out you have to knock on the door, yes, but it seems like everyone kind of just said, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, humbling, because we only posted, I think, maybe a couple times asking for donations, but then we had divide and conquer again. All the families, they went out, they started asking, and everybody was just saying yes. And I mean, it's just so crazy and overwhelming how big of a support that these people have been to us.
100%. Well, and whenever I could only imagine when you get to the day of the event and everybody involved does too, it's going to be that kind of, we did it.
I didn't think this day was going to come, but it's here.
Well, and it really just for people to know too, because you never know what happens in life, and you never know when you have to put on events, such as this and everything. But to know what you've been able to accomplish in a month has been really just amazing. And getting into this, 4 p.m. was when the food and drinks begin at the pavilion. Doors open then too?
Doors open then too.
Okay.
And drinks, there will be drinks provided with the food meal.
Oh.
But then there's also a cash bar at the pavilion also.
Absolutely. And then Rick Seaver's band starts right around 4:30?
Yep, right around 4.
Oh, okay.
Right when the event starts, Rick Seaver's band will be starting, and then about 5:30, then that's when the live auction will begin.
And now the live auction, who do you have as the auctioneer?
I'm not too positive.
I had to do that one time. That's an art.
Oh, really?
It is an art form to be a good auctioneer.
If I had to do it, I would, but I wouldn't be good at it.
Very fair.
So,
and you're expecting the auction to run about an hour?
Yeah, I'm thinking about an hour. I think we have about 15, maybe 20 items that we'll be auctioning off, give or take. Obviously, it depends on what all still comes in on the day of the event. But yeah, including those 2 dogs. Don't forget, if you need a dog. We've got incredible. 2 of them.
Well, even if you don't,
right.
Why not?
Why not? It's a dog.
Right.
That's a person's best friend, right?
100%.
Oh, that's
a lot of people like them more than humans.
Oh, yeah. They don't talk, so that's, yeah.
Well, and then will the Trojan Band just start after the auction?
Right after the auction, Trojan Band will finish the night out.
And now, how do we get basket raffles? Is that just throughout the 4 hours?
Yeah, so throughout the 4 hours, we'll have a raffle table. We'll be selling raffle tickets, 1 for $1, 6 for $5, or 40 for $20. And those will be for drop baskets, or you can also buy 50-50 that way too.
Wonderful. And now the online platform, do you guys have that open yet or live?
No, not yet. On the day of the event, we'll drop in the albums and we'll drop those out. And then I think around 7:45 or so, we'll start closing those down and then reveal our winners for those.
Really cool. And now, will that be linked on the event page?
Yes, it will be all through the event page.
And now, the event page, if you guys need more information, is the Pancreatic Cancer Benefit for Wade Gibson. That's there on Facebook, and really already 500 plus responding to this, and, and really just showing their support too,
which is awesome.
And now, can we make donations and other, other contributions?
Yes, if you are wanting to make just like a monetary donation or any other contributions to it, that is completely acceptable too.
Really cool. Well, before I let you go, just for the folks at home, Campsville to Alton and the Riverbend, how far is the drive for that? Just because I'm not too familiar with that.
So Alton is about an hour.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, it's not. And it's a beautiful drive up River Road.
That's right, because I've never gone all the way up to Campsville, but just making that little trek, that's a nice one.
Yeah, take that, and especially on Saturday, it's supposed to be a beautiful sunny day. Bring the kids, because we'll have a kids area too, so the kids will be able to go and play. You'll be able to go have a nice drive up the river road, a great family day.
Well, and you guys can be a part of this. Just all aspects of this event are a great one. The Wade Gibson benefit, the dinner is $15 again for adults, $7 for kids. The entire event is 4 and under is free, and that gets you into the dinner, which has fried chicken, all the good stuff, and great sides. And then you get the 2 bands, you get the auction, you get the basket raffle, and you get to really just come together for a great human being.
Yes, for sure.
Well, is there anything else to talk about before I say goodbye for now?
I think that you got it all covered. You did an awesome job.
Thank you. We'll take a quick break, and I hope everything goes well on Saturday.
Thank you so much.
We'll link everything in an article on RiverBender.com. You stay there. I'll be back in the studio right after a quick one on Roku TV and Riverbender.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more. Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show, 1046. You couldn't hear that because I still need a job. And Megan, Mary, Beyond the Shelves with Hainer Library. That rhymed, and I didn't even try to do that. That was cool. That was cool. I'm getting good at this job. Summer reading's right around the corner.
Yes.
It is literally May the 5th.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Crazy's an understatement.
Yeah,
this year kind of flew by. I blinked in January, you know?
Yes, I know, yeah.
So where do you want to start? Do we want to start at summer reading, or do you want to start with some other stuff?
Let's have Megan start with summer reading. So.
Well, I'll start off for Wednesday, because we have our teen crime stopper.
Oh, cool,
with our detective coming.
Which detective?
Detective Custer from Alton Police Department.
Mhm.
He's going to come and solve a Jane Doe mystery with the teens.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Do they do that quite a bit with you guys? Is this kind of a special occurrence?
Once a year. So he did it last year, and it went really well. And he's like, hey, let me know when you want to do it again, and I'm coming. So he's coming on Wednesday.
Are they excited for it?
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
All the teens are just like, oh, we cannot wait until Wednesday.
Yeah.
I love it.
They
Yeah.
get into it. They really get into it.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I usually leave my murder board up for you guys. They usually have a meeting right after.
That's really cool.
Like, what happened? I was like, yeah, just leave it up.
If you're just tuning in, by the way, it's 53 degrees, but in the studio it's 110.
It's really warm.
So
but my hands are cold.
If you see me sweating, it's not the end. I promise you. There's just something going on with the climate down here. Well, and now with Crime Stoppers, how long has that been going on for you? That's years, isn't it?
2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, almost 2 years. We're finishing up our second year.
Do they have to register ahead of time for this one?
No, not really. Not yet. Not yet.
Really cool.
I mean, we get about 12 kids, 12 teens coming, and usually I have enough for everyone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And now, when does summer reading start?
June 2nd.
Oh, we're less than a month away.
Yeah.
Busy season's here.
Yes, it is. And, I just was going to tell, people always say, oh, when do you start planning this stuff? I mean, they start planning summer reading program in the winter, maybe even before then.
We start right at the beginning of January.
Yeah.
Do you really?
It takes a long time to get this because there's programming 7 days a week. Whether it's an active program or a passive program, there's 7-day-a-week programming for 6 weeks. It's a lot.
Well, it is. And honestly, it's not like the library stops either, like the actual function, too, of the internal work.
Yeah,
so
that's on top of the library work. Yeah, we do. We have a really
How
good
do you prep
staff.
for that?
So in May, we usually have 2 weeks of our programs, and then we take a 2-week break to prepare and get everything fully ready. I mean, the whole month of April, I've been making up all my displays and all my crafts and getting everything ready. And then I'm basically going to completely change the teen space at the library and decorate it with our theme this year.
And what is the theme?
Level up.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's all kind of like you're leveling up yourself, you're reading.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And we're bringing in gaming themes. So mine is all retro.
Oh.
So my area is all retro stuff. Like Tetris. I made a
Okay, so we're going all the way back.
Rubik's Cube.
Did you really?
I did. And I have a Sonic level going up.
I love that.
I have Pac-Man.
Well,
I'm going crazy.
I think it's so cool though that you guys at the library get so into this because I mean, everyone can do a summer reading program, has one, but if you don't have a staff that really gets invested in it and loves it, the kids aren't going to either.
Yeah, we're really excited with this.
I love this. Well, it's June 10th through July 10th.
June 2nd.
June
2nd. Yeah.
Mine.
Oh, if I actually read correctly, I need to take part in this program.
The summer slide, CJ. The summer slide.
That happened 8 years ago, Mary. I'm starting to worry. June the 2nd through July the 10th, win weekly prizes for reading. Attend free performances and programs for the whole family. You can also register through Beanstack?
Yes.
Is that how you have to register?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's how we get all of our numbers, and we can keep track, and there's challenges, and I guess we'll just say for the quests. We have quests on there.
Yeah.
And that's how we're able to, you guys complete it.
Is Beanstack pretty easy to navigate when you open it for the first time?
Yeah. And the other thing, too, is if any parents or grandparents, because we have a lot of grandparents that watch their kids in the summer, if grandparents have an issue with it, we can absolutely help them. That's not a problem. The staff can assist them in using it. Same way with parents. It's something that, we're able to help people with.
Man, you guys are pulling out all the stops on these programs and performances.
Yeah, we've got some good programs and some performances. So Megan's got some great teens, and then we have on Wednesdays is when we actually bring in a weekly performer for the kids.
Yeah.
So on every Wednesday from June 4th through July 9th. So we have like a science heroes program. We have these are all interactive programming.
Not to cut you off though, but I love how science presentations are getting so much more interactive.
They're so
Isn't
cool.
it crazy?
They are so cool. I mean, the kids. We do all these science experiments in front of them, and the kids participate, and they're getting into it. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Yeah,
we've got Circus Kaput coming. Everybody loves Circus Kaput.
They do a good job.
We'll be there.
They're the best.
We've got Marco Polo music coming. We have Mario and Luigi coming to visit us. We have an Island Princess event. All this is on our website.
What are Swords and Roses?
Swords and Roses have been coming for a couple of years. It's sort of an interactive, almost like a play. They put on a play.
Do they swallow swords?
No. No. They come on with the and they bring the kids in for participation. No. Our insurance agent is now freaking out. I can reassure her.
And so are some of the board members.
No sword swallowing.
That was just one of my harebrained ideas. Don't pay no attention to it.
Usually your ideas I'll take, but not this time. Not this time. No.
I love this. So programs, though, are really cool, too. You got Mondays at 10 a.m., so what's that kind of look like?
So that one, Teresa does like an art one. She does like an art craft each week on Mondays. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Press Start for Art, and that's for ages 2 through 6, and those are on Mondays. We try to kind of pair the kids by their age group so that they're and then Tuesdays we have Stories in Art, which are downtown with Mary Kay, and Jen Dunnigan's going to be coming, and she like does an art project.
She does it while Mary Kay reads a story. It's amazing she does.
Yeah. So the kids can watch art being made, and then what's really cool about that one is you can put your name in for a drawing, and then at the end of the summer, all the art that was made during the summer reading program, the kids have a chance to win, so they can have it and take home with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really neat too, and it's kind of fun for the kids to watch the art being made, and it's in theme with the story, so it's
well, and
it's
it
a lot
helps
of fun.
them too, because how many kids don't know where to start on art? You know, and it's like
you can see it. Yeah, and also it exposes kids to art and artists and the process of making art with a with a real artist, which is something else that we wanted to expose kids to. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, and then these what are these Thursday Treasure Quest treasure hunts? Say that one 4 times.
Right.
So they're like our scavenger hunts that we do already, but we're doing it weekly, and it's all like gaming based. It's really fun.
I love that.
Yeah, the kids get to walk through the library. So it's a twofold. The kids love the fact that it's a treasure hunt, because who doesn't love a treasure hunt? But at the same time, they're learning about the library. So they're learning like what is nonfiction, what is fiction, what is an easy reader, where is this author, what type of book. So they're learning what we have in the library and how to find it. At the same time, while they're not really, that's not, they get a prize at the end
I
too.
love
So,
that.
yeah.
Well, and Megan, you got a lot for the teens lined up.
I
oh
do.
my gosh.
I have
This
a
is
lot.
wow. Do you have chapters in this flyer? And why don't we do this? We'll take a quick pause. We'll come back with the Teen Space portion of the summer reading program. I'm going to hopefully find my voice. I don't know what happened to it within the last 30 seconds, but we're losing it here. We're losing them! And we'll come back and talk with more Hainer Library and all the great stuff. Summer's just beginning in the 618. Hainer Library is here for you every step of the way.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
no matter the season. Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
But I keep on thinking about you, sister, golden hair surprise. And I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? Now I've been one more correspondent, and I've been two.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show. Just having some fun in the studio. 11 o'clock as we're rolling into the top of the hour here, and time to get to the teen portion of summer reading.
Yay!
All right. You kind of pulled out the kitchen sink here. Where do we start?
So on Mondays, we do like a craft.
Uh-huh.
So a gaming craft, we're doing a dragon egg, Tetris magnet.
That'll be cool. I saw that, and I thought that would be really fun.
Yeah.
Were you ever good at Tetris?
No.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah. Well, I'm a child of the 80s. So, yeah.
God dang.
Yeah,
I had it on the Nokia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. I was born late 70s. I'm a child of the 80s. So Tetris, man. Yeah. It's about the only video game that, and maybe the original Super Mario Brothers, and then I stopped. I'm like, I'm out. No, we still have an Atari. So.
Do you have the original?
Yeah, we have the original Atari in our basement.
Worth money.
So
that's
Pong,
worth money.
Yeah, I know Paul wouldn't sell that for all the money
Paul's
in the
like,
world.
CJ, you better shut up right now.
I can feel him right now. He's in his office, just like, you know.
It was like when someone touches the thermostat, he just shut up. Oh man, but on the Nokia they had Tetris and Dig-a-Dug.
I don't even know what Dig-a-Dug is.
I don't either, but it was like a snake game. You know, it's like a little miner.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun.
I remember that.
Yeah. I was good at Snake, though. I could play the heck out of it.
I can do that. Tetris, I panic. When they're starting to come down, I'm like, oh no, where do I put it?
You know what's crazy? Like the new games where you have to do have complete focus. I can do that all, but like when it comes to retro games,
can you?
Not even close.
See, you give me more than one button on a controller, and I'm out. I don't want more than one button. So up or down. That's it.
Well, and then what's this DIY board game?
Okay, so we're making a Lazy Susan for board games.
Oh.
You hate leaning over and excuse me, and knocking over other
That's
other pieces.
Really cool.
You just spin that sucker.
I like this, and it's 12 to 18 for these.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So we're making that, and then controller button coasters. Then we'll have Mario Diamond Art stickers.
Oh, people will like those a lot.
Yes.
People love that diamond art.
They love
What
that
is that?
art.
Yeah.
So they're little images with numbers or letters, and you match the diamond to that.
Really cool.
Like almost like paint by number, but with little gem
little
sticky
gems.
things.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty cool looking.
Yeah, the teens love them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and then on Wednesdays you have this called Level Up Gaming.
Yes.
4
So
to
it's
5.
all gaming. So we'll have live action Monopoly. So I'll have a giant Monopoly board I'm creating.
Oh.
Where you're the piece.
Oh.
So you're walking along.
What happens when you go bankrupt in live action? Does someone actually grab you, or how does that work?
I'll just kick them out. Make go sit
We've
down.
got a job for you on Wednesdays from 4 to 5.
It's
CJ.
actually just Citibank calling you, and you have to learn how to hit decline.
I'm not here.
New phone.
Okay, this is great. So how long? So this is going to be an hour-long Monopoly game?
Yes.
I love this. Yes. So how many can you take on this board?
I'm going to wing it. I'm just going to wing it. I'm technically not allowed, via my husband told me, I'm not allowed to ever play Monopoly again.
Are you competitive?
Apparently, I'm very competitive, and I get mad when he makes me lose.
Oh. See, I always lose money in the game. Like, I could be up 10,000 and I'd still be in the whole 25 by the time we're out of here, you know?
I try to do the long game, and then all of a sudden he just buys everything, and I have zero money. And I'm like, you cheated.
That's really cool. I like this. That's going to be fun. That's June the 4th, 4 to 5 p.m. And then you got Granny's Bingo on June the 11th.
Granny's Bingo. The teens are really excited for this one. They actually were the ones that's like, hey, can we do this?
Like original traditional bingo.
Yes, original. We'll have the little spinnies.
You're going to have trolls?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I trolls. I forgot. Yeah.
I told them bring their good luck charms because they're going to dress up as grannies.
I love that.
They're coming in with little powdered wigs, and one's bringing a walker. So if you want to come,
if they need mine, let me know. You know, have you ever seen the video of the old lady that stands up for her grandson at bingo? And she's ready to start the fight.
No.
She was like, you better not talk to my grandson like that. Oh, my goodness. I live for that video. I love that, Grandma. No. Giant board game night. What's that?
So I'm creating a giant battleship. We have giant
she's going to work
now. And we have giant Jenga.
Where do you find the time to get all this done?
I've been busy.
She has been busy.
Wow,
yeah,
that's a lot of work.
Great job.
Yeah, usually when you see me, I'm usually doing some sort of craft, getting it ready at my desk. Every time you come in,
But this is the reason we went from having just a couple of teens in our program to having like consistently 12, 15, 20 teens show up. Is Meg? I mean, she's just done
really
such
good.
a great job. Yeah, a really great job. And the teens love her. They love the programs, and she listens to them. I mean, the Granny Bingo thing, who I would never have thought teens would want to play.
That would be the last
bingo.
thing on my mind.
And they do. So, you know, and so you got to give them what they want. So, yeah.
What is FNAF?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, live action Five Nights at Freddy's. So
man, that'll be fun.
I really went into my creativeness on this.
You know what? That's like the end of my childhood was when Five Nights at Freddy's started, and then that teddy bear jumped out on my phone screen, and I never looked back.
Never went back,
paused.
and I was like, I don't know what this is.
Never went back to a Chuck E. Cheese.
I survived night one, and then that was it. I was like, okay, I can do this again.
I can't survive anything. I can't. I was just talking to Departure Days, you know, at Lewis and Clark State Historic Site. I wouldn't last in the 1800s 4 minutes.
Oh.
I'd have a cold and I'd go to the doctor voluntarily until they give me mercury, and then there I am getting eaten by a buzzard in the road.
I think I'd be all right.
What's Giant Twister?
So Giant Twister, it's going to be basically, if you think about it, 3 Twister boards together.
Oh, okay.
And this way it gives them more room to really reach and put their, hands, feet, wherever they need to go. Yeah. And then I'm going to switch it up where I'm going to add a few things where it's like, okay, get up and dance or something.
Fun.
Really make it unique.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
I like that a lot. And that's going to be Wednesdays, June the 4th through July the 2nd from 4 to 5 p.m. And then Monday, July the 7th is the Big Shaboozy.
Yes, it's the big party. So at 2:30, I'm going to announce who won our basket prizes.
How do you win those?
So that's on Beanstack. So you have to read your 5 books. You had to do a certain amount of challenges to get tickets. And when you get those tickets, you can put them into whichever baskets you want.
Okay.
So I have 3 baskets. Well, I have a registration basket, and then I have a murder mystery basket. And then I have a gaming basket.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah, like a Monopoly type basket.
What's Happy Faces?
So they are a program that's coming in.
Okay.
And they're going to do a murder mystery party with all of us.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really funny because, and when we do what we call weeding of our collection, which is, you get rid of older titles and things in your collection that aren't circulating as well to make room for all the new things that we get. Mysteries are the hardest thing to weed out because everybody reads mysteries. I mean, you look to see what hasn't been checked out in a long time, and when you get to the mystery section, there's nothing because everybody checks mysteries out. And even the teens. I mean, even the teens love mysteries. Teens or mysteries by far are our number one genre that
I would have thought
out.
I would have thought it would have been nonfiction.
Yeah, no.
Like bios
mysteries
and
by a long shot.
Wow.
People love murder mysteries.
What's the least checked out book?
Oh, probably Western. You know, it's funny because Westerns don't get checked out nearly as much as they used to, which is a shame because Westerns are really good stories.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's not as many people checking them out as usual. Sci-fi, fantasy, that gets checked out. Well, I would think probably Westerns. Yeah. Biographies are checked out a lot. Nonfiction's checked out a lot. But mysteries by far are the most popular genre that we have.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's so fascinating.
And then when I say mysteries, I also mean like adventure, you know, like spy,
gotcha.
That kind of
Suspense
stuff too.
and
Suspense,
stuff.
yeah, by far, yeah.
So, do we hit on the kids as well? The kids space?
Yeah. So, kids can sign up for summer reading program. Like Megan said, it starts January. It starts June 2nd.
I hear you.
Yeah, it starts June 2nd, and there's a prize if you register that day. Your name goes into a drawing for a prize for first day registration, but you can register obviously anytime after that.
Yeah, same with the teens.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Well, what else is coming down the pipeline?
So we've got a couple people have called about the Thomas Jefferson program that we have coming up.
It's empty.
It's full. Yeah.
And you can't get in there.
You can't. The registration is totally full with that. An evening with Thomas Jefferson.
Well, that was like weeks ago.
It was.
Too. I mean,
so we just had a couple of people that called about it, and I felt bad. You know, it's like I know you want to come and see him. I know. We try to have him back as much as he's willing to come back. So anytime they say, "Can we come?" we say yes because there's huge demand for it.
I hate to say it though. I mean, with just not even him, but all the other programs, you're going to have to find a way to expand.
I know.
Room
we
here.
need some extra room. Some extra room. You know, honestly, I mean, we talk about that all the time. We do need extra room. We're running out of space, which is a good problem to have.
It is because
like you're a victim of your own success. People love the programming, but Thomas Jefferson will be this Friday, May 9th at 6 o'clock at the Genealogy and Local History Library. That one is registration is full for that. But if you're registered for it and we've called, come on out. Then we have Wednesday, May 14th. We have a Bob Dylan tribute. So if you want to come and learn about Bob Dylan and hear some of his music played 6 to 7:30 at the mall on Wednesday, May 14th.
I love Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I do
the
too.
new movie actually is pretty good.
I haven't seen it yet. But and then we have family line dancing. That is on Wednesdays.
Are you going?
No, but I want to.
Yeah,
I think that we were talking about that. I think that is going to be so cool.
It's going to be so much fun. So that starts Wednesday, May 21st, and it runs on Wednesdays from May 21st. There's four dance lessons. May 21st through June 11th from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Mall Library upstairs in the performance room. And then on Sunday, May 18th, we have a gardening program that's going to be taking place in our parking lot downtown. So,
which one's this one?
This one is the pollinator garden.
Oh,
we're going to be planting a pollinator garden at the downtown library.
That always looks so cool.
So yeah. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're a gardener and you like to plant, we're going to have native plants, and we're going to have that. That'll be May 18th at 12:30. Just
I like the native
lot.
plants. I'll just say it. I really do. I think they look good. Is your garden over across the street too? Is that yours? That sunken garden?
We have a little pocket park at the corner. That's ours. Everybody thinks it's a city park.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite places to sit.
So we've got that one, and so that one's ours. We actually have quite a bit downtown. We have that park, and then we have a park on the side of the Genealogy and Local History Library.
That's
so
beautiful.
Everybody remembers when we were kids, that was the children's library. At least when I was a kid, it was the children's library. And the dolphin statues are down there. So that's that garden. We have that one. We have the one on the corner of 4th and State. And then we have our parking lot. There's like a bench area, and that's where we're putting in the pollinator garden. Yep.
Do you have to register for that ahead of time?
No. And if people want to just show up, if you have shovels and gardening gloves, and you can bring your tools.
And a good spirit.
That's right. And a good attitude. That goes a long way. So just bring your spades, your shovels, your rakes, all that stuff, and your gardening gloves, and we'll also have some tools for people. So we'll provide the plants. So
I like it.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on.
Did we hit it all?
We hit it all. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Got everything, Megan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meeting adjourned.
All right.
We're out of time. Hey, I will see you all back here live at 9 tomorrow for more of our daily show. Until then, good luck with whatever the hell's going on outside, because I don't know. Mother Nature don't know. It's hot. It's 50 degrees. Just try your best to stay out of jail.